So real quickly, guys, I want to go through this icebreaker. Like I said, much lighter topic, but I want to hear about your favorite back to school tradition, maybe from growing up, or it could be something that you currently have as a tradition if you have kiddos. Or I think John's going. Oh, Britton's going first. I love the hand raise, Britton. Way to take it.
So as a kid growing up, I grew up down on the big water at Kentucky Lake. And so my last day of freedom is what it's called. So the day before school started, my dad would take me to do whatever I wanted to do. And most of the time that involved taking the boat out, going fishing, and spending the day on the lake. So I did that until, from the time I was probably, first grade until probably fifth grade. And so that translated with my kids. Then they each before school started, they got the day before school started, they got a chance to go do whatever they wanted to do, which is really cool because when we came to Hardin County School, they always gave us the day before the first day of school as a day off, trick us to work into our rooms for free. And so I'd always take that day to spend it with my kids and be able to go do something with Eli. And then by the time Georgia got to school age, I was out of teaching, so we still had that tradition of a day of, and with her it might have been shopping or they go to their favorite restaurant, but it was a day just for dad and kid quality, have that quality time before they get busy. Because sad fact is that by the time your kids are like 12 or 14, you've spent 80% of all the time you're going to spend with them for their whole life is spent with them from birth until about 12 years old, and then after that you're begging.
For me, I think it's like a tradition of how great I can procrastinate getting all this supplies and everything. Kind of like when I go Christmas shopping. This year I did a little bit better though, but I was still out yesterday.
That's hilarious. I think ours is I usually take the boys to get haircuts and a pair of shoes. So they can pick whatever shoes they want for the school season. And now this year, I will say, they're getting older. Neither one of them wanted haircuts before school. In fact, they pushed adamantly back on me that they liked their hair longer. So they've officially entered the cool era of whatever the teen boys are wearing, which looks kind of like a llama. It just kind of is everywhere. So
the broccoli heads.
Do what?
The broccoli head.
Yes. I said, y'all don't want at least trimmed around the ears and around your neck? No. I did tell their dad the other day, I was like, okay, we have to pull a hard stop on this. Like it's getting out of control. Their heads are starting to look like John's beard. It's just everywhere. So. Any other back to school, your favorite back to school traditions? Any of you guys?
I didn't really have one. Mine was kind of a cross between Rachel's and Phil's, school supply shopping and usually shoes, but it wasn't a certain shoe store. It wasn't a certain shoe. It was us going to Target or Walmart or Staples, Office Depot. It's just kind of where we went. I think usually that last Friday before, I probably had friends over and played games and had pizza, but it wasn't like anything that we really had to do, especially now that you've got school starting. Back when I think me and John were doing, I think schools usually started on a Monday. So there wasn't any of this, hey, let's start Thursday or Friday at the end of the week. So it was always on like you had that Friday to kind of prepare, but that Sunday night you were going to bed because you had school that Monday.
Yeah, and it seems like school has started so much earlier this year. August 6th was our first day, and it came by surprise. I couldn't believe that summer was already over. Scott, John, you got anything to add to all of this?
I got nothing. We didn't have any kind of tradition like that or anything.
Yeah, same here. There's no tradition.
Our homeschool tradition was we never knew when school would start, except that one day mom would wake up and be like, okay, we're starting school tomorrow. And so my mom would just, it was kind of whenever she got organized and was ready to launch the curriculum. So I just remember our summers always were way longer than everyone else's. And it was like, oh no, mom woke up ready. So there wasn't really a tradition around it because it was just kind of whatever happened. So to all you homeschool parents out there, all right.